Okay. All right, welcome you guys. This is Team Bless Weekly, and I am so excited to see all of your faces tonight. I co-host this on Wednesday nights at 5:30 p.m. Pacific time. And it's just a time for us to come together weekly as a team to hear from some amazing leaders within our team and outside of our team. And today we have Miss Melissa Adams. And she is over there in Georgia. And she is, you'll see her everywhere. She is an ambassador. Her points just are missing some zeros, right?
That's
right?
Exactly.
They're not missing, girl. I gave them to you. We all gave them to you. But she is the mastermind along with, oh my gosh, Stacy. And Stacy Loftus, and they came together and they came up with this brilliant idea to gather their teams and come together on a Zoom for 40 minutes focused doing the daily IPAs. And we talk about daily IPAs all the time, and everybody says, I don't have time. And they say, I'm doing all the things, but my business isn't growing. But when you sit into a Focus 40 with Melissa Adams, you will finally realize that you probably were more spending time than spending time. So we're gonna have Miss Melissa Adams share with us about Focus 40. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, then you need to tune into the team chats just a little bit more. But Focus 40 is amazing, and I'm excited. Melissa, I'm gonna turn it over to you. Thank you so much for being on.
Thank you so much. Now I'll tell you the backstory of it as to why this came into being. So in June, we started doing these accountability groups with our team, with my team. We put people in groups based on what rank they were going for. So we had this group that said, I am manager, because again, whatever you believe in your head is what I believe will come out. So it didn't matter if they weren't manager. The name of the group was I am manager. And then we had one called I am silver manager, I am gold manager, I am director, I am executive, all that. So we had these groups, and we put these people in these groups together to hold each other accountable, to grow together, to get to that next rank together. And so we were just like, here you go, here's your group, ready, go. And it was just like nobody did anything, and we were sitting there saying, well, you need to hold each other accountable, make sure you're doing your IPAs. And, so we had to go through this growing spurt inside these accountability groups to train people to how to hold each other accountable, first of all, and then what IPAs were. I mean, I was just like blown away that, how do you not know this? And how do you even think that you're going to grow without doing these daily income producing activities? So we have this Google Doc, and we put this Google Doc in their things, and every single night they would have to, and this is about 2 weeks in when we figured out nobody was doing it. So we give them their worksheet, and then have this Google Doc. They go in and they do it, they check it off, they submit it, and then I get the email and see who's doing it. So I start shouting people out. If they turn in their Google Doc, I do this post and I'll say, so-and-so did it, and so-and-so did it. And still, then we would have to go into the accountability group and say, shout out the people in your group and congratulate them for turning in their IPA. So it took us like a month to get people to start focusing on IPAs. So start July. July comes, we revamp these groups, we start fresh, and we start shouting them out right from the beginning. So people start doing it, start doing their IPAs for about 2 weeks, and then they start falling off. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, we've got to figure out something. So I think, well, people are so much more likely to do something for someone else than they are for themselves. That's just the way we work. So instead of shouting out individuals, I started shouting out the group that had the highest percentage of IPA turned in. So what would happen is you've got some competitive people in these groups by now, and they wanted to be shouted out and wanted to win, because what I did was I took the top leaders in the company and did a special Zoom training for the winners. And when they started realizing that they were missing out on something, those accountability groups started blowing up and people started calling each other out and actually holding each other accountable. And so just so everybody knows, it was a voluntary thing. And so it started working real good. People were turning in IPAs left and right. So we get through about the middle of August, and I just happened to see somebody's IPA that was checked off, and all these boxes were checked off, and it was somebody on my front line, and I knew good and darn well that they did not do it. I knew they didn't do it. And I'm like, they're just turning them in. This completely is like, this is worthless. What in the world? You don't just check stuff if you don't do it. That just completely mutes the point. So I start thinking, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. I can't even believe that this is happening. And so I get into this executive accountability group, and actually Stephanie's in there with me. And so one day, Stephanie Miller actually just put something in there. She says, it'd be awesome if anybody wants to just jump on a Zoom and work with me for an hour. I'm going to be on at this time. And I'm accountability partners with Stacy Loftus, who is the most amazing man next to my husband I've ever met in my life. He's like my brother. I talk to him every single day. He is the one that can tell me to suck it up, put your big girl panties on and go to work. You know, he is that person for me. And so I was talking to him one day and I said, and I was telling him about this, and we were trying to figure out a solution about how to get people to actually do their IPAs instead of just checking a box, And so I was telling him, I said, Stephanie said, get on a work Zoom with her. I said, wouldn't it be awesome if we could just see our people work and make sure they're working? And it was like light bulbs just went off and went ding, ding, ding. Why can't we? Why can't we do a Zoom every morning or whatever, to work together? And so we started going back and forth with these ideas and started getting more detailed, and Focus 40 was born. And instead of once a day, we ended up doing it 3 times every single day, Monday through Friday. And when our teams got on there, the very first one, everybody was on because we made it a big, huge deal and gave all kinds of incentives. So everybody was on, and we had not opened it up to the company because we're not gonna throw it out there until we know it's gonna work, And when we got on and we started this 40 minutes, by the time it ended, I didn't care what anybody else had done. I had just gotten more done in 40 minutes than I usually get done in 6 hours. That is honest to God truth, because it doesn't matter what rank you are. If you get away from the basics every single day, your business is not going to grow to the heights that you want it to grow. I don't care if you're a silver manager. I don't care if you're a director. I don't care if you're an executive. I don't care if you're an ambassador. You have got to do the basics, and you've got to continually grow your front line, because what happens? What do we know? What are the facts that we know? We know 75% of distributors do not last a year. We know that. That is fact. That is the statistics. We know they start. We know they don't last a year. So if you're not continually building your front line, when those 75% drop off, who are you going to replace them with to stay balanced, for one thing? But who are you going to replace them with to find your next rock star to grow even bigger? You've got to continually grow your front line. You've got to continually sponsor. You've got to continually find new distributors. So when I got off of this, and I did all 3 of them that first day. And I had 2 old customers that had come back and ordered. And I had followed up with more people that day than I had in the last 6 months. I had talked to distributors that I had not talked to in probably a year. I had talked to I had added actually people to my results page. Usually I don't have time, and I talked to Stacy afterwards, and I was like, what do I do in a day? I really don't know what I do in a day, because I work like all day long, but nothing ever gets done. I never get stuff done like I have today. And it's because you set aside that block of time to do nothing but focus on income producing activities. You're not helping somebody else. You're not answering this message. You're not taking this phone call. You're not scrolling Facebook. You're not looking at the messages that you need to answer. You're not doing all of these monotonous things that you have to do. You know, you should do in at some point, but not to the point where it's detrimental to the basic activities that you have to do to grow your business. Does that make sense? You see what I'm saying? So the way this does is it causes you to set aside this 40 minutes of time to focus on the basic activities that we tell you. And it's the way it's set up is for anybody that squirrels or anybody that's ADD, it's perfect because you only do 5 minutes here and then you change, 5 minutes here and then you change, 2 minutes and you change continuously change activities throughout that 40 minutes. So you're working on one certain thing for an allotted amount of time. When the time's done, you're done with that. You start something else and then you go and get that done. And when the time's up, and what I do is keep a little book, and the things I don't get done, I go and star. You know, I say, I got to go back to this because it takes more than 40 minutes a day to grow a singular empire. But this primes your mind to focus on the basics, to know and do the things that you have to do day in and day out, no matter what rank you are. And the thing that I love so much is when you get on there, you're going to see all of those top leaders. You're going to see executives. You're going to see silver executives. You're going to see gold executives. You're going to see platinum executives. You're going to see ambassadors on that, the Focus 40, doing the work with you. Jana Dyer and Jana Bullard, I think they get on every single day. They're both ambassadors. You still have to do the basics. When you get away from the basics, then if you're not doing it, why in the world would your team do it? You know? So it helps with people who have squirrel moments. It helps with focusing on an allotted time to make sure you get everything done. It runs along with Teamsy. If you guys are doing Teamsy, so you can get those circles. Who is anal about getting those circles closed up? That is me. And I have gotten my circles closed up every single day since I started this. It's the greatest thing ever. And it's moderated. So we have either me or Hillary Brown or Stacy Loftus is on every single one. And when I tell you we do them 3 times a day, we do them 3 times a day, and once on Saturday, once on Sundays. And we are actually looking at putting in more time slots for you guys on the West Coast because we know it's needed. We just have not gotten to that point yet where we can say, okay, I'm going to do this one more time a day. So, but we are going to get that. We're looking to see who's getting on every day and learning it and doing it. And, you know, we may find another leader that knows how to do it, that we can put in that place and that I can trust with my Zoom account. That's the thing. That's the thing that I'm trying to get past right now. But it is honestly the fastest and funnest. Funnest is a word in Georgia, ain't it, Dawn? It's funnest 40 minutes that you'll spend on your business because you're doing it with like-minded people who have the same goals as you to grow, to get to the next level, to get through these monotonous tasks that sometimes you just want to beat your head against a wall because you're doing it, but you're not seeing the results. But it doesn't matter. You've got to marry the process and divorce the results. You can't worry about if you don't see somebody ordering every single day. You've still got to do the things that get you to that next level. And y'all hear it all the time. You've got to do daily IPAs. You've got to be consistent. You can't skip a day. You can't close your doors. That is the truth. I've been doing this since May of 2015. And in that entire time, there has been one day that I did not work my business. And I was on the 50K cruise in a storm and everything went out. We didn't have Wi-Fi. We didn't have cell service. And I was on this cruise with a lot of leaders and we were all having panic attacks. I'm just going to tell you, but it was one day. That's the only day that I can't remember working my business. because it's that important to me. You know, I have goals. I have a vision to get to that next level, to be that ambassador, because I know it's possible. When I first started, executive seemed so far away. And then I just kept doing what it took. And then all of a sudden, one day I'm an executive. And then ambassador, at this point, it seems so far away, but I know if I keep doing the same things and keep doing the same things that we teach you to do every day, it's going to get me there. That's what's going to get me there. That's what's going to help me find my next rock star. You know, you have to keep doing those things in order to keep growing your front line, because I got to executive by hitting manager first. And you've heard this 1,000 times. Every rank is just a manager that didn't quit. That's it. And the only reason is because you've got to focus on those daily, consistent, monotonous, head banging. You know, sometimes it seems like you're not making any progress, but those same activities day in and day out. And this is a way for you to get through them, get them done, not spend 5 hours doing them, and knowing what has to be done the rest of the day in order to get to whatever goals it is that you set for yourself. So other than that, I'll tell you guys what we do, you know, during them, and I'll kind of go through what each one is and how they work and why we chose those. The first 5 minutes, well, as soon as we get in, we welcome everybody and we tell you what's going to happen. The first 5 minutes we spend sending birthday messages and commenting on posts to warm up your Facebook. Birthday messages do a couple of things, and I always send them in Messenger because it triggers your Facebook algorithms, so that person that you've messaged sees your post. But another thing I do with my birthdays, I'm maxed out on my friends. So I go into each person that has a birthday that day to see when the last time they posted. If I have sent a birthday in 2018, 19, and 20, and they have not responded, guess what? I make sure they're in my results page and I delete them from my friends list and put somebody who's actually going to respond to me. So my goal is to delete 200 people every week and add 200 new people to my Facebook every week. And you can use those birthdays because in a year, you are going to have seen every single person you're friends with and messaged every single person you're friends with in 1 year time. So those birthdays are really, really, really important. Warming up your Facebook is important too. And the way that we do that is we go in and comment on people's posts. You know, as soon as you send your birthday messages, you start commenting and pick a letter of the alphabet. Just go into your friends list, put in a letter, and then click on those people, and then just find a post, 5 words, comment. Go to the next one. And it does. Your kid is so cute. Oh my gosh, that's such a cute baby. Oh, you look like you had so much fun on your vacation. Anything, it doesn't matter. It is just to get your post that you're about to make seen by more people. That's the first 5 minutes. The second 5 minutes is actually posting. We want you to post on your Facebook page, in your Instagram and Facebook stories. Stories are huge. If you're not using stories, take a Google class and take a YouTube class and learn how to use stories, because that has been a game changer. I can have 20 people do a like on my post. I can have 800 people view my stories. You truly see what your audience is with these stories. And if you have your Instagram linked to your Facebook, you can make one post in your Instagram story, and it automatically goes to your Facebook story. So that saves time right there. So you can go do more. At that time, you post in your results group. When you add people to that results group, when you post in that group, that brings that page into their newsfeed. So it just triggers that to remind them. And then that's when people start stalking, you know? So always, always, always post in your results group. And I say every day, we probably post 50 times in there every single day. But when we started doing that, we probably have I would say 200 to 300 people a day ask for information now. It's crazy how many more in just the last 2 weeks since we've started doing this. So posting everywhere, and you don't want to throw up Singular. I'm going to tell you, people do not want to be sold to. So when you're posting, show them your life, show them who you are, and be real with people. When you're talking about your Singular products, talk about what they've done for you. Talk about the weight you've lost. Talk about the non-scale victories you have. Don't talk about, I've got something for you. Here's some weight loss products that you need. Talk about you, because that's what's going to draw people in, and just give them just enough to ask, what in the world are you doing? That's what draws people in. The next thing that we do is 2 minutes adding to your results group. I don't care if you think that you've added that person 500 times. If they have an invite by their name, you cover up those names and you click invite, 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 until Facebook says you can't post, disagree with that decision, because it gives you an option, disagree with the decision, tomorrow you can post again. But when that pops up, stop, or else you'll go to Facebook jail. Do not want to go to Facebook jail. So one trick that we've learned is up at the top now, there's actually tabs that you can click on for categories like cities that you live in, schools that you go to, jobs that you've been to. You can click on that and you'll see people who don't pop up automatically. Use the letters of the alphabet. Put like a BA and then BE, BI, BO, BU, and go through a letter. You know, you got to put at least 2 letters in there. Go through one letter with the, the B's and the vowels next to it, and do 1 letter a day with all 5 of those. And you'll see so many people that you've never seen, because when you first pull it up, it's just the suggested people, but then you have to go hunt for the people that you haven't invited yet. And you'll find all kinds of people. But if they've got an invite where you can invite them by their name, click on it. Don't matter if they've been invited 1,000 times. Let them roll their eyes at you. They don't pay your bills. I'm just saying. The next thing is add to your audience. So you want to send friend requests. And I'm going to tell you, the best people and the most likely people that are going to accept your friend request are ones that you have at least 10 mutual friends with. I actually did a little bit of homework on this and found out the statistics go way up, because you can only have 1,000 people that have not accepted your friend request before you cannot send friend requests anymore. And you have to go and hunt to try to find a way to clear all those out. And it takes days to clear them all out. So it's a pain in the butt. So make sure that when you're taking your time to do this, that you're going to actually add people that are going to accept it. And I'll tell you the best way to do this. Find one of your friends that does not have their friends list hidden. If you go into their Facebook and it just tells you how many mutual friends you have, go to the next one, because you're not going to be able to see their friends. But if it has a number before it has your mutual friends, their friend list is open. Click on that number, and then there is a tab that says suggested. The first people that you see are going to be all the people that you share mutual friends with. It's going to be people you're not friends with, but that you have a ton of mutual friends with that you should be friends with. So find those, and don't do Singular people. You don't want to go into anybody that's in Singular and friend their people. Don't do that. That is so unethical. Do not do that. Go to people at your church. Go to people in your family. Go to people you went to high school with. Go to people that you used to work with. You can find people, I promise you, if you look. So you do that for 2 minutes. Then we get into the teamsy stuff. And this is where we spend a little bit more time. For the next 6 minutes, we're going to send prospect follow-ups. And if you're not in teamsy, you should have a list of every single person that you've ever talked to about Singular to follow up with. And it should be on a rotation. You should know who the next person is. I used to keep them in, oh my gosh, I used to keep them in spiral notebooks, like pages and pages, until Teamsy. And Teamsy was like, oh, the angels were singing. It's the best thing I've ever. If I had had this from the beginning, y'all, it would have been the best thing ever. So figure out a way to keep up with your prospects. The fortune is in the follow-up. I will tell you, I follow up with people until they buy or until they die. I still follow up with people from 2015. I have a girl that ordered in January of this year. She's almost a gold manager now. First time I talked to her was June of 2015. First time she ordered was in January of this year. And she's now a rock star. So you never stop following up. You never know when their time is. They reached out to you. There was a need. You follow up until they block you or until you just don't stop following up. So, and you can use your Teamsy list because that just keeps generating prospects. The next thing we do is the shift to share. Now, this was something that Lacey Friend and Kala did on Room at the Top, and this is reaching out deliberately to business contacts. There's actually in my boards, and I think Stephanie probably has it in y'all's board too. There is a shift to share tab that tells you exactly what to send people. You're going to look for people who are influencers. You're going to look for people who are positive. You're going to look for people who you want to do business with. You're going to look for people who are dynamic on social media, that have a following, that when they post, they get 100 people respond to it. You want to look for those people. And then you want to send a message and just say, compliment them. And it's got to be personal. You can't just put a script and say, oh my gosh, your little boy is so cute. And they don't even have kids. I mean, you've got to be personal with this, and you've got to say why it is that you admire them. And then just say, I'm part of this amazing thing that's going on. And, it's about to blow up. And I thought of you immediately when they told me to think of people to help expand. I don't want to leave you out. You would be perfect for this. Would you give me 2 minutes and watch a video? And then you send the video. And then as soon as you send the video, there's a script. Everything is laid out for you to make it easy. The only thing you've got to get over is going through that chicken list and actually pressing send to that person. You're not going to die if they say no. It's okay. Because guess what? You're going to follow up with them, because just because they say no once doesn't mean that they're going to say no forever. So the people that you have on your chicken list, you keep at them, because you never know when circumstances are going to change. Always. So after shift to share, we do customers. We do 6 minutes of customer follow-ups. And this is people you're going to check in on your 8-day people, check in on your 30-day people. You want to know what? Check in on the people who aren't ordering anymore. Check in on the people who sent their system back. You would not believe how many people I've had come back and order a system again and be successful and still order from me that sent their system back initially because it wasn't their time. So just because they didn't, you just got to follow up. Again, fortune is in the follow-up. This is a relationship business, a relational business. Love on your customers. Let them know that you care about them, not just to make money off them, but to genuinely care about them. When you go to your customers, use your Teamsy again, because it's on that dashboard. Look at their Facebooks before you follow up. See what's going on in their life. And just say, hey, I saw your husband was sick. Is everything okay now? I was just thinking about you and wanted to check in and just see how everything's going. It doesn't always have to be about Singular. It can be about life. And then the last thing we do is we love on our team. And you message distributors. You encourage them, send them encouraging messages. You shout them out. Tell them how awesome they are. Tell them how amazing that they've done this week. If you saw them on Focus 40, shout them out in their message chat between you and, because your coach is usually in those chats. I would hope that your coach is in that chat. Shout them out in front of your coach, and for anything, find anything to shout them out for, to encourage them. If they're not doing the business again, do the same thing as you do with your customers. Find out what's going on in their life and just say, I was just thinking about you and wanted you to know that that you came across my mind and you're on my heart. I'm praying for you. I just wanted to check in. How are you doing with the life? Do a life check. And that's going to go so far. I can't even tell you. And then after that, we do a call to action. And then the call to action is going to be something to help you grow your business. Right now, it is the one today is oh gosh, I don't even remember what it is. I think it's go live, do a live on your 2-minute live of a non-scale victory. 2 minutes, 1 to 2 minutes, just so people can see you and you get out from behind a computer screen and you're not words, you're an actual person. And then that's it. And the 40 minutes is done. And you're just like, oh, look at all I got done. And you've messaged people and you've talked to people and you've connected and you just feel like you're proud. You pat yourself on the back because you have done good. You have actually completed something that most days don't get done because other things get in the way. And, it's, I love it. I will tell you, it has changed me. It's changed my business, it's changing my team. And when we find something like that, we're not going to keep it to ourselves. And so it is actually the next one is starting in 27 minutes. So I would love for every single one of you to jump off here and spend 40 minutes pouring into your business and seeing how it works. Go encourage one of your distributors to jump on with you and say, hey, there's this new thing. Jump on with me. Let's do this together and see how it works, because it will change everything. It will change the way you do business. And you'll see how you have been lacking. You'll see how, I haven't got this much done in a few days. And if you can, it's not going to, 40 minutes isn't enough. I'm going to tell you that. 40 minutes a day is not going to get you to an executive. It's not. I can promise. And no one could ever expect to make, what is it, $150,000 a year working 40 minutes a day. But it's going to show you how to be a more efficient leader. It's going to show you how to get your own stuff done so then you can pour into your team and make sure they're doing what they need to be doing, and show them how to really focus on those income producing activities. Because if you don't know how to do them yourself, and if you don't know how to find the time in your schedule to do them, then how are you going to teach somebody else to do them? So I love them so much. And it's been such a great thing. And just the fact that we're opening it up and meeting so many new people, I love that so much. And we're getting messages that it's really changing people's business. And, everybody needs a little work time, a little focus on what they really need to do. And if you can time block that, then game changer.
Awesome. You got me so pumped up. I'm so excited. So excited and so appreciate you, Melissa, because that is a commitment. And I think I have a problem with commitment, but what a gift that you have to commit to this 3 times a day, or to share that, but just to be so committed. I really respect that. And I love that about you. And I want everybody to jump on, if you can, in 22 minutes, jump on. It's that energy. And I'll tell you one thing, when you go to do this, give yourself grace. That'll be perfect. But Melissa's going to walk us through it. But second of all, don't be married to the outcome. Just do the things. The ones you don't want to do them anyway. Because it is just putting it out there that I tell you, stuff just starts happening when you do it. So have faith.
If I drop the link in the chat, will they be able to copy it?
Yeah, and I'll drop it in our threads too.
Okay, perfect.
Yep. Mm-hmm. It's the same one that we have in boards, right? Okay.
Yep, it is. Sure is. Good deal.
Awesome.
Does anybody have any questions? I got about 5 minutes.
I have a question.
Hey, Stephanie.
Hey, Melissa, how are you, beautiful?
Fantastic, rock star.
Good. So I wanted to know, how many stories do you post? How many things do you post in your story each day? Do you just do one? Do you do an inspiration and then a transformation? What is it that you're doing in your stories each day?
I actually have So I've been actually doing this Instagram training, and the guy that's training said, post as many stories as you can because people will learn who you are during that day. And he's also telling me to do reels, but I really feel like I'm way too old to do those. I've done a couple and I feel so stupid when I watch them. So I haven't got that far yet. I'm doing good to just get on Instagram stories, I feel, because it's still new to me. But I'm posting. I just went live on Instagram at the top of the hill and did a sunset. But I'm doing them 3-4 times a day, and I'm doing them on Instagram so they transfer to Facebook. But you're supposed to have 4 pillars, like to show who you are. So it's like singular's a pillar, and like my grandbabies would be a pillar, my farm's a pillar, and like my church is a pillar. So so I'm trying to incorporate something like that 4 times a day, just to get out who I am.
Perfect.
I don't know if that's
what I
right
wanted
or
to
not.
find out.
Yeah, I have no idea if that's right or not, but that's what I'm doing, and I'm just learning, but that's what he's teaching me.
Perfect. Thank you.
Anybody else?
Don't be shy.
We all family here. I'm just
Yeah. And there's no stupid questions. Trust me. I still ask them.
well, I hope you guys all jump on and just check it out, see how it works. And we are really working on getting one more time in to help you guys out, because I know it's hard to get up that early in the morning, or a lot of people aren't even off work at this time. So we tried to do it at 9:30. So maybe y'all are, but it's usually dinner time and stuff. But we'll get another one in here at some point. So, and then we did it later on Saturday, so to make sure you guys could jump on the one on Saturday too. So. And we're doing an opportunity Zoom Tuesday, so y'all all jump on that too. We've got Jana Dyer and Heather Medina going to be on.
Awesome.
Yes, I'm excited about that. And that's open to everybody too. And I'll post that in boards.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I'll see you guys in about 10 minutes.
Yes, thanks,
Awesome,
Melissa.
thank you.
You guys have a good
for
one,
hopping
and I'll see you
on.
in Dallas. I can't wait to hug everybody.
Yes.
Yay.
Yes. All right. Bye.
Bye, you guys. Bye.
All right, you guys, if you're catching the replay, the information is in boards and it's under Focus 40 under business. So go ahead, and that's where the link is, but I just posted it in my team thread, and hopefully other leaders will follow suit, or I can go in there and post that Zoom link. But otherwise it is in the business board under Focus 40. You'll find the link. All right. Thanks for everyone hopping on. Bye, guys.
Good night. Bye.